Everyone, welcome to the MatMadik channel. Back again. Hey, all right, here we go now. Thanks. It's nice to get comments about other reactions I made while making a new reaction. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you for your comments. And with every one of the videos I'm uploading as of late, I'm still going to be promoting my debut rap video, "Freeing Myself." It's the Red Pill remix, if you would, of a Nicki Minaj song, "Feeling Myself." Anyway. Check it out if you can. I'd appreciate it. A comment. It's not got very many comments. It's a lot of views, strangely enough. So Tom MacDonald, the dude who got me excited about patriotic rap. He's super clear with what he says, to the point. Says stuff people want to say. And thank God to him being an independent artist, he's free to say it. So, without further ado, let's check out what he's got to say about the good old US of A.
Lately, USA is getting scarier. Half of the Americans I see all hate America. They hate the cops doing their best to take care of us and kneel for the flag, insult the soldiers that we're burying. I'm tired.
Insult a soldier we're burying. It's something like he said assault, but sorry. It was a bit distracting because the mask was half over his mouth, but maybe that's part of the look he was going for. Now, yes, we got ourselves Mr. G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe Tom. I might as well call him G.I. Tom. So, let's go Brandon. Yeah, just off the bat. Oh my gosh, I don't want to use baseball terminology. I say it wrong. So I can sound like a Brit, the Brit that I am. Straight out the gate, let's put it that way. The title's right in front of you, and you're just getting straight to the heart of the matter. People attacking their own country in the name of social justice. I just want to say this. Let me just give you this analogy that for some reason came to my mind today. Hating on America because of all that you've been told about is wrong with it in its past. It's like, it's like being a child of sexual assault. Yeah, and growing up, with your mother loving you anyway, of course, maybe having the odd twinge from recalling painful memories and so on, understandably, but loving you nonetheless. You grow up to be an adult, and you have a choice. You can, three choices. One, you could keep your family name, and by the way, you're a child of. Sorry, I need to illustrate the analogy a bit more. Your parents are married, but your mother was still, of course, assaulted while you were, in your conception. So you're a child of your parent, and you've got your parent's last name, your father's last name. Let's say, let's go full traditional, right? So you have a choice. You're an adult. You can either keep the father's name, last name, and decide to just, despite finding out. And another key to the analogy is that you found out about this stuff later in life. As a child, everything was innocent and clean and so on. As far as what was disclosed to you. So you're an adult now. You can choose. Forget the past. Keep your family name as you had it all your life, and just move on and be the best person you can be going forward. Give the family name new meaning. And choice two, you can ditch that name and say, "Oh, I don't want to be associated with it," and just abandon the name and done with and start life anew. Fair enough. It's like leaving the country. Sorry, I don't want to just compare it to this American thing so far. But and then there's choice number three. You can kill yourself. I'm like, huh? How does that help anything? He said, "Oh, because of who I am, and there's all the past." That's what's going on when these people are trying to attack America over the past. Every country. It's when you get. It comes back to the CCP. To be honest, getting people so stupid that they're destroying themselves for the CCP. China's got a lot more blood in its hands, and this is not a whataboutism. This is wake up and smell the coffee. People who have been, in my opinion, have been hoodwinked into hating America. All of a sudden, all these little by little, people had these gripings with American history and so on and so forth. It was festering little by little. These anti-American sentiment. This anti-American sentiment is being dropped in people's subconscious, little by little, through the education system and so on. And then all of a sudden, 2020 came along. Trump's the worst thing in the world. It's all racism, I tell you. Tell your kids to hate America and vote your Uncle Joe, because I tell you, he loves America. And if you ain't vote for him, you ain't something. You ain't Parmesan cheese. All right, I'm getting crazy there. So, and all that malarkey. You just all of a sudden when you find that all this CRT stuff is being pushed out the blue in such extremes as of late, it really ought to raise a few red flags in your head, saying to yourself, am I being guided to effectively destroy myself with all this self-hate? I'm talking to Americans right here. So it's a bit like, again, atheism. You remember when, I think even 2016, 2012, around about, well, when Obama came in, fine, atheism has always been trending here and there amongst the ignorant, I just would say. But it's atheism, little by little, has been creeping up in trendiness. Shows like Family Guy promoting it, comedians like Ricky Gervais and all that stuff promoting it, trying to mock believers and so on. All this anti-patriotic sentiment, all of this atheistic sentiment, all of this anti-capitalist sentiment, all of that stuff stinks of CCP infiltration into America to try and get Americans to destroy themselves. Stand for something or fall for anything. Now, to take a stand, you got to first embrace your freedom to be, and not getting guilt tripped into something based on what somebody thinks of you. This is what I think Tom MacDonald is probably going to talk about in his song. I just did this whole prelude, about 6-7 minutes. Oh my God. Just talking about what I think he's about to say. So let's see how right I am. Let's press play. All right. That's just my take on what's going on.
Tired of the pissin and complaining why you living in America if all you do is hate it. You think it's brave to take a stand against the nation? Real bravery is dying for the right so you can say it. Dear America, what happened to Americans? Apparently no one's aware or cares that it's embarrassing. It's arrogance. Our greatest enemy was always slavery and terrorists, and now it's people in the country trying to burn the heritage.
What I love about Tom MacDonald is his lyrics are so bloody clear. They hit, they slap, and his message is crazy. I mean, he's flowing a bit better than usual, in my opinion. Before, his flow, he didn't really care too much about the flow. His pure message was his main focal point, and I'm all for that because message. It's even like, as No Life Shack would be saying these days. I mean, how many times have you heard rappers talk about nonsense that if you don't hear it, your life will be no different. You're not gonna suffer at all for not hearing about anybody's wop. Now, and that being said, I can appreciate a bit of vulgar art now and then, even that crazy song. Even though I do not dig Cardi B that moron at all, but at the end of the day, you don't need that stuff. Tom MacDonald's stuff, it's clear and it's got meaning. It's the kind of stuff that, believe it or not, you may not want to accept this. I mean, I'm sure it was, if you're from the Hangover gang, then you understand. Tom's stuff can save lives, man. Tom's raps are worth listening to, and he's flowing now. This is the only kind of the kind of music I really want to react to. But I'll do I'll take requests from you who watch my channel. I really appreciate you, really honestly. So thank you for any kind of music you can recommend. But my favorite stuff as of now is patriotic stuff like what Tom MacDonald's bringing out. This is my stuff. It's the essence of what people really need these days. It reminds me of the law of attraction. The secret. Even Mr. Dave Chappelle is finding out the hard way that he should have. Anyway, veered away from the left a bit more. As they were on their crusade to mock the book, The Secret. The law of attraction is nonsense. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Or, of course, my Kate Chigede would put it. She's she talks about the law of assumption. That's what the book is really talking about. But nonetheless, what sense does it make to give a problem all the attention? If you're anti-war, be pro-peace. If you're anti-starvation, be pro people having more food, people having abundance of food. If you're anti-poverty, be pro-wealth. You know, this is what patriots have. They actually have the image of what an actual happy ending looks like. And it does involve a bit of gore now and then in the name of survival. But giving everybody a chance to, honestly, giving everybody a chance to put up their dukes and earn it themselves. It's the survival of the fittest, but this is not about we don't try and honestly we don't deal with tying people's hands behind their back and beating them up and calling ourselves strong people, like coward gangsters. But this is about taking responsibility for ourselves, arming ourselves up, and getting ready to fight for life. War is a part of life, man. Animals beef over territory all the time. Even plants, in their way, have chemical warfare, if you will. All of this stuff, all the stuff that the patriots talk about, is the actual it. It is. Again, you can have your David Icke's. You can have your. Well, I like Alex Jones. He's more of a patriot than David Icke. But David Icke, you know, as much as he's enlightened me to get red pilled and all that stuff, with, you know, maybe inadvertently, because he's not necessarily conservative or anything. He's not a party person. But people who just talk about what's wrong with the system, there's dumb stuff on both sides. That's all well and good, but I still want to know what is your ideal solution of what the utopia is. The patriots actually have it, and it works. This is what, again, just wrap it up. This is what makes Trump and Biden such clear, obvious choices. It's a bit like you having two pastors. You go to church one, and do you remember them? Sorry, I'm just going off. There's a what's that Valuetainment channel? A man called Patrick. I forget his last name. There's a man called Patrick, and he's a bit of a joker in my opinion. He couldn't handle what David Icke was saying to him, and then he wanted to go on Fox to offer Trump and Biden $5 million for a sit down. Shit, slap in the head. But anyway, he said some wise things now and then. He said, you can go to church and there's a pastor that can try and win visitors over to their flock by saying, if you don't come to church, you're going to go to hell. You know. And then there's the pastor saying, well, listen, if you come to church and, you know, align your soul with God, you know, quite frankly, let's just say, become enlightened, you can experience the wonders that heaven has for you, and you can describe what the beauty of the inner peace that heaven has to offer you, and focus on that. Trump is a bit like that. Trump is saying, in my America, this you'll prosper this way, and he proved it. He had a track record that proved it. Biden comes with blame. Now, one could turn and say, oh, Trump never said sorry, never accepted responsibility for his errors. Okay, fair enough. Correct me if that's not the case, by the way. But, well, that all being said, I still say, if both politicians are not keen on apologizing, at least which one of these guys is actually getting results? You got to hand that to Trump. Let's look at what Mr. Non-President Biden is actually deeming to have accomplished. No, deigning to have accomplished. He doesn't know he's alive, quite frankly. It's, in my opinion, the choice is obvious between which is a more effective president and what the patriotic image is actually about. It's actually, even as Obama said, Trump is the American dream. It's about taking responsibility for yourself and going for greatness. That's essentially it. While celebrating freedom to say what you want, to express yourself as you will. Of course, and not impose your view on another person, not shut anybody else down, and freedom to preserve yourself. That's it. All right, I've got all now that out of the way, and I think I'm in line with what Tom MacDonald's saying. So that's my commentary. I think done. Let's just check out the rest of the song.
I can't help it, I just seem to see the world different. It ain't Republicans or labor rules, it's mental illness. The internet is only interested in left opinions. Cancel culture's got more power lately than the First Amendment. If you don't...
This is interesting. I just want to say one more thing. Fine, I'll say a few more things, but It's funny what you just said there. It's not about liberals or Republicans. You said liberals or Republicans, right?
Seem to see the world different. It ain't Republicans or liberals, it's mental illness.
Right, Republicans or liberals. Yeah, if you're brainwashed, you're brainwashed effectively. So, mental illness. Cult mentality is never healthy. I'm not going to go into the flaws of both sides of cultism as of yet because that's a rabbit hole and I've already spoken too much. But he then goes on to say this. Sorry.
The internet is only interested in left opinion.
The internet's only interested in left opinion. His voice is very clear. I've got to figure out how he masters his voice like that. But both sides seem to have flaws, but the internet still wants to promote one over the other. Now that's interesting. Things have to be this way, as they say on the X22 report. If you follow that stuff, if you don't and you laugh at the X22 report, well then I laugh at you too. But it's funny. Let's just fast forward. Imagine Trump, right? Well, after everything that's happened, is Trump is back in 2024. People will be saying, "Thank goodness." But well, people would sense. But if Trump was all over the place and it was all hooray for Trump every day, people just in the name of being rebellious still want to stick it to the man and say "F Trump," blah, 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 which is what essentially happened before all this nonsense. But excuse me. But oh my god, I lost my train of thought. Let me just bring myself back. The internet is pushing one perspective more than the other, the left in particular right now, and it's strange. It seems to be driving people to the right, which makes me wonder what the hell's going on. I wonder if there's some sort of program in the Matrix going on right now to try and get everybody to go to the right. Well, I got to tell you, it's sounding very attractive to be more conservative than liberal, of course, at the moment. So, hey, as much as you can, despite how beautiful it may look to be conservative right now, just to those of you who feel that way, still avoid cult mentality. Like when Trump, this is what true conservatives do. When we were at I wasn't there, but when I saw people being shilled the vaccine by Trump at the rally. Yeah, they booed him and said, "No, we don't want that shield on us. Thank you." He said, "Well, I took it, but I recommend you take it. But you have your freedoms. As long as you offer the freedoms, as Neo said in the Matrix 2, the problem is choice. As long as you have your freedoms, fine, do what you want. You can chill all you want. I'm not taking it, but still, yeah, that's that." So, yeah. No matter you stick to your patriotic values, stick to your view of what is right. But just because the right are in the right at the moment doesn't mean that you should say everything that is on the right is simply right just because it's on the right. A police officer could commit crime, but don't let back the blue blind you from actually calling that out. And I'm not talking about being a moron, trying to film police officers with it. I'm sick them on TikTok all the time, and somebody just literally just being a public nuisance and getting their ass handed to them as ought to happen. I'm talking about an actual miscarriage of justice. But stay awake. That's all I've got to say. Sorry, people. I don't know why I'm just talking so much. I just had a long day at work, and all this stuff has been bubbling up inside. So, well, let's let Tom MacDonald finally finish.
Cancel culture's got more power lately than the First Amendment. If you don't like it, leave. We will not defund police. We don't want no riots in our neighborhoods or in the streets. We respect freedom of speech. We protect what we believe. We don't want nobody dead, so please do not tread on me. In America,
It's like having a joke. You don't tread on me. All right, it sounds like he's playing with sound in this song a bit more as well, so it's pretty nice. And of course, yeah, everything I just said. So we stand behind the police and all that stuff. But it's all about protecting ourselves. Making sure the police protect you. You don't want an Australia mad situation. You know what I'm saying? Back the blue doesn't mean... It must be quite an annoying phrase if you're in Australia right now. Saying, look, we respect conservative views, but these damn police are trying to arrest me because arrest people because they can find them on Facebook saying that I want to protest. That is my legal right. Who the hell are these police? What are they? But, those aren't really police. They're not being police, whoever those people are. They're being coward slaves. And like I was saying in my video with Mises, all that it takes right now, I think the real people are standing up. But the next level, I think that really, excuse me, just got another comment. Thank you. The way people, the next level that this culture was going into to stop to thwart the deep state's plans is when the civil servants say no more. Also, when the employees of these companies that are extensions of the government, the deep state, are trying to inflict tyranny on people. That is to say, look at what's happened. Thank God with the airlines. As of late in America, a famous airline. I won't say the name because I think I've mixed it up with something. Anyway, but that this is a famous airline in America that is sticking it to the man by saying, you know what, you can fire us if you want, but let me just see how quickly you refill our position. When I'm so highly skilled as a pilot and so on, that your company will fall if you just drop me like that over me refusing to subject myself to medical tyranny. Kim Jong-un's mad gods can shoot people on his whim. Why do they do that? Why? Or what? If they don't do it, they'll get killed? By who? Other gods? Why do they kill a god who will not adhere to tyranny? People walk in the street without a mask. I don't, of course. I mean, I know I don't walk with the mask on the streets. That's what I say. And if somebody feels uncomfortable, that's too bad. That's the public space. I can go to a private business, and like my job, for instance, and I'd have to wear a mask at a certain point. Thank God it's nice and porous, and I can get out of there. Off it comes. But, my God, you have to stand up for yourself. Stand up for real freedom. And America is like one of the bastions of standing up for yourself and being free. So, Tom MacDonald, it's like he said in Brainwash, we ain't letting freedom die. Let's keep it going. You have the power. They don't. The deep state corrupts from swamp creatures in the government, not serving you as governments ought to. Reclaim them. All right, let's go. And get rid of those who will refuse to serve you as they ought to. Peacefully. Soldiers dying overseas, so America, you say what we believe, my America, I won't ever take a knee. Our freedom is the reason you can disrespect our flag. Yeah. My stars and stripes offend you, then I'll help you pack your bags. That's a line, ain't it? I'll help you pack your bags. I thought you were gonna say something juvenile like Mises does sometimes, like kiss my behind. But help you pack your bags. It's saying the actual message, saying the actual words that actually matter right there, not just an insult, is a lot more meaningful. Clear, direct, and entertaining, man. But brilliant. Anyway. America. Does anybody know what the hell happened to the Patriots? Lately, this nation is so ashamed and hating itself. Did everyone forget that people died to pay for this? Ungratefulness, United States gave everything to you just to help. I just want to celebrate Thanksgiving with my family. I don't need your help to understand it was a tragedy. Can I just be thankful for my country eating happily without you trying to guilt me for the genocide and casualties? Exactly what I just had that long diatribe about in the beginning, or let's just say monologue. I'm not really feeling bitter about anything. No, not at all. But yeah, the foundations of your conception, be it a country or be it a person, may be quite displeasant, but you must move past that, because if you give the problem of the past that you can't change all the attention, you never move on. Reclaim what Thanksgiving is. If it means something bad to you, if there needs to be a time to reflect on the ills of your ancestors, yes, go ahead and, by goodness, go ahead and do that. But while people are taking the time to express their thanks that they have survived the wars of old to be with family today, and that is something that ought to be focused on. Try it and see. Just consider. Just take a look. Just do a look at images on YouTube. Just look for Happy Thanksgiving videos. and then look for Thanksgiving horrible history videos, or maybe that won't do the trick. Why Thanksgiving is evil or something. Do a search like that in YouTube, and just look at the content. See which one makes you feel better. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about feel better in the name of, oh, it's an illusion, but it makes me feel happy. I'm actually talking about genuinely making you feel happy. Just check it out. It's a funny challenge I've given you there, but if you feel me, let me know. Anyways, keep going.
I can't help it, I just seem to see the world different.
Come on.
It ain't black or white, it's conflict designed by the system. I don't need your pronouns, all I see is men and women. Kids are taking pills for fun while people can't afford prescriptions. If you don't...
He's a dope artist, man. Manufactured division. I ain't got time for that. As to quote Joe Biden, as I did in my free myself video, what more do you need to see? By what more do you need to see, I mean to say, of all their tomfoolery, have you seen enough yet? Anyway, people keep getting sucker punched or rope-a-doped by the Democrats, and it's like, come on, people, wake up already. They don't give a damn about race or gender or people or children. They just want to control everybody. Take your control back. You always had the power, actually. Anyway.
Don't like it, go. Hate it, then don't call it home. We don't need no violence, got no time for all you radicals. Screw your status quo, we're not animals. I won't kneel for the anthem, cause the flag is what I'm standing for.
Come on. Yeah, he's playing with Fear Your... Was it Hear You? I don't know. I need to check out his other hand. His hands are he's quite fat these days, isn't he? I saw him in the Dax video. His neck was bulging out the back, and anyway, good for him. I guess he's well fed. Anyway, but the way he seems to be playing with sound in this song, just to make songs a bit more catchy, which I really appreciate, actually. Where it goes. I won't. Is it? What do you say? I won't kneel for the flag, cause I won't kneel for the anthem, cause the flag is what I'm standing for. But it's just, it's catchy. It's dope.
Freedom ain't free in America. Got soldiers dying overseas, so America. You say what we believe, my America.
Hey. Respect your flag, yeah. Help you pack your bags, yeah. Come on.
You can hate the government and still love the country. The fundamental values of America are concrete. Republicans and liberals are dumb, to put it bluntly. They're labels that they use to create chaos and corruption. You can know the history and still be proud of where you're from. Every flag around the world is covered in a little blood. We started out United States divided is what we've become. If home is where the heart is, you should show America some love.
Well, wrap the flag around you and say that. Say that again, man. Like Donald Trump hugging the flag. It's brilliant. It's like those idiots who were interviewed, those idiot college students who were interviewed and asked, "Do you think America's the greatest country?" "Oh no, it's not." "Well, can you tell me a country that's better?" "No." "Maybe that's because you've been hoodwinked by the CCP." Let's just call it out directly, to hate on your own country, while the CCP are promoting their own country. Well, everybody knows the CCP is a pile of garbage. Anyway, for God's sakes, what else we got here? What that he said, Republican and liberals, another set of labels to divide people. But the good news is, if you, well, yeah, all right, I guess to be honest, yeah, straight up. But still, I mean, when you, all right, I was gonna say, if you at least, I can't complete my sentence. All right, I was going to say, at least if you put things in the camp of Republicans and liberals, then you don't have to divide things any further. All the little variations are... okay. All the variations within the Republican Party, all the variations within the liberal camp are very telling of the values. How united are the people in the liberal camp? How united are the people in the Republican camp? Now, Republicans, funny because conservatives are better, but that's what Trump's trying to do. He's trying to Trump's trying to fix the Republicans Party and to make it an actual, more of a conservative party, an actual set of people who represent what the Republican values stand for, what the true Republicans stand for. Liberals, they're inside the camp. They're so divided. There's a lot of infighting going on. Like Dave Chappelle even bring up, the gays fight the blacks fight with the trans fight with the LGBTQ, RXU, and it goes on and on and on. And all these people with their special victimization groups, they all they're united in is in hate of blame, but they don't feel that they have power of themselves, so they just have to beg big daddy government to help them, which they won't. And all that lying administration called the Biden administration or Harris, whatever administration has to do is just blame Trump and give them lies, and that's it. And they fall for it every time. They have no self-respect. But anyway, but there are people in the Republican camp, the new Republican Party, which Trump is bringing up, they have more self-respect. I just putting it. This is why. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm absolutely happy to be rebuked for what I'm saying. But anyway, the people in the Republican camp are more accepting of diversity and are more united in their core system of being patriotic, and thus feel that they can, respect themselves because they accept diversity. But hey, while you still have these two camps, bang, like Tom was saying, you're still going to have civil unrest. So you just have to think to yourself, are you going to use a label or let the label use you? You can use a label. At the end of the day, man, woman, you're still a label. Maybe what you're born with, but you just understand that that's just the body you're in, and you say, all right, fine, this is how this body operates, but it's not what I am. I am guiding the body. The body's not guiding me. You just got to know what you are inside, as the Oracle said in the Matrix. Know thyself, and you'll be just fine. Quit quibbling over. No, not quibbling. Quit taking issue with the past and the nature of war, which actually has no rules, but can at least be fended off with a little self-preservatory measures that you can put into effect, and that's that. Anyway, I don't know why I gave this giant 30-minute lecture of a video. I didn't even intend to do that. Sorry, people. If this reaction blows, then please let me know.
In America, your freedom ain't free. In America, got soldiers dying overseas. So America, you say what we believe. My America, I won't ever take a knee. Our freedom is the reason you can
disrespect the flag. Yeah. America. Video by Nova. God bless you, Tom. All right, people. I am sorry I had to unload everything into that video. Well, the good news is I probably won't talk this long for the next reaction. It'll be nice and short and sweet like the others. And under 20 minutes, hopefully. So, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. And if you can, please check out my debut rap video. I get to my point a lot quicker in that. Anyway, peace, people. Peace. Here we go.